I'm at the SCO Convention Center in Islamabad, where media friends from across the region have gathered to cover this very important event of federal government's meeting. We saw yesterday most of the leaders from the SCO grouping have arrived in Islamabad. There was this gala dinner which was hosted by Pakistan's Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif, where we saw Jaishankar, Minister of Foreign Affairs from India, being welcomed by the Pakistani Prime Minister in a handshake gesture. Those 15 or 16 seconds of visuals were very much awaited visuals that the Indian media had been waiting for a very long time, and the same curiosity was also in Pakistan. He said whether those informal settings will be provided between the two sides, where there can be some sort of ice melting, some sort of negotiation, or the window that may open for the bilateral talks or the partnership or other issues also. We have seen the frosty relationship between the two countries going on for several years now. It is only the second time in a decade that an external affairs minister from India has arrived in Pakistan. Last was, of course, in 2015 when Sushma Swaraj has arrived. Interestingly, as Jaishankar was then foreign secretary, and he was also accompanying Sushma Swaraj in Islamabad. Now, as Jaishankar has arrived in Pakistan after almost like 10 years in the capacity of external affairs minister, where he himself is steering the entire foreign policy, the way India has been on various geopolitical issues at this point of time, and neighborhood becoming a very crucial or the centerpiece of India's foreign policy. Pakistan also holds very important place, but the issue of terrorism is something that India has become very inflexible about, and there is a zero tolerance policy that India has adopted on the issue of terrorism. And unless and until Pakistan shows some sort of credible actions taken or some sort of strong and solid intention that it wants to fight terrorist groups or those who have been exporting terrorism to the various parts of India, there seems to be very less possibility that there can be any bilateral engagement between the two sides. However, Pakistan itself has been playing the victim card of terrorism, and still Pakistan has not been acting enough that can help India stop this menace of terrorism in its own path. Moving aside the bilateral ties, SCO grouping also is considering a lot of other regional issues in terms of connectivity, in terms of scaling up the public infrastructure of digital infrastructure, also the issue of cyber security, issue of radicalization, terrorism, financial development, aid. These are the major focus area where the leaders from all the member countries, almost 10 member countries, including Belarus and Iran, who have been the new inductees in this group of regional Eurasian countries, they will be deliberating on these issues. We'll have to see how the entire day unfolds, as Jaishankar will also be taking part in the plenary session, where he will be putting across India's point of view on the multiple issues that concerns SCO.